Even if you haven't, it's fairly easy to keep up. Our main focus is how to use Three0 in different, JavaScript environments. Okay, I'm going to assume that everyone is ready. Anyone needed extra time? Okay, well, welcome to the first Three0 workshop for the upcoming HackTX hackathon. Today, we're going to be talking about how to use the Three0 platform in order to build your very own fully decentralized application without worrying about any of the complexities and hassles. So before we go in, many of you know what Web3 and blockchain is, but I'm going to presume you don't and tell you our flavoring of how we define Web3. So right now, the internet that we see, the internet that we interact with, the Zoom call that this is being recorded on, everything, we're in the iteration of Web2. And in Web2, a user requests data from a server, and that server gives the data to the user. What happens if the server says no? That's a big problem. We as a user or an engineer or someone who wants content are dependent on a central entity to give us data. So in a world where we're interacting with one another so much through social media platforms, e-commerce platforms, where our entire economy is based on, interacting with one another more than a direct service provider, it's not fair that we depend on a singular service provider for our services. That's where Web3 comes in. The coolest part about it is independence. So now you don't have to rely on a central entity to get your data and interact with your peers. You can interact with them directly through sharing data with one another. Now, what happens if we get a same issue? Let's just say one node breaks down. Doesn't matter. There's many different ways to get your data that you want and share out your data. You are no longer tied to a singular service provider, and that is independence. And in our word, Web3 is simply interactivity independence. Now, where does Three0 fit into all this? In order to build on Web3, you need some complex technologies. You guys have heard of many. The most popular one is blockchain. But to build an independent internet, you use different decentralized technologies. And you've heard of complex words, a bunch of different blockchains, X, Y, Z. It's a huge wave of information that some of us aren't ready for, right? We're in the Web2 world, while Web3 offers many beautiful different gifts. We're just not there yet, developer-wise. That's where Three0 comes in. Three0 takes all of that complex blockchain, all of that complex decentralized networking for you, and makes it into 4 easy-to-use services: database, authentication, storage, and hosting. So you now no longer have to worry about all these complex technologies and the intimidation that it provides. You just have to approach it like a place to store your data, a place to log in, a place to store, profile pictures for your application, and maybe a place to allow anyone in the world to access your website at any given time. And that's Three0 in a nutshell. So let's jump right into how to build with Three0. There's 2 main components: the developer console, where you're going to create a project and manage everything that happens with that project, and the JavaScript SDK. That's the actual library, the actual code that you install onto your project in order to interact with all the different networks and the different services through Three0's very easy interface. Any questions before I go ahead? All right. So let's go with step 1. Node.js and Git. These are your 2 main fundamentals. Forget Three0. Anytime you're working with big JavaScript projects, which is probably what you're going to be doing with the hackathon, these are the 2 main things you need. So does anyone want some time to install these? I'm happy to take a few minutes. Okay, let's take 5 minutes. We're going to be just here. If you have any questions, we're here to help you install the stuff. Yeah, let's just take 5 minutes to do so. Everyone all good? Still need some time? Okay, let's keep moving forward in that case. Step 2, go ahead and create a near testnet wallet. So the thing with Three0 is we aim to be blockchain agnostic. That means you can develop with any blockchain that you want. Right now, we are only compatible with one, which is the Near blockchain. Near is going to be, if I'm not wrong, probably one of the sponsors for the hackathon. So maybe you'll get some extra brownie points for using their systems. But go ahead and create a wallet, a testnet wallet. For those of you who aren't aware of what a wallet is, think of it like an all-in-one account for you to access that blockchain. So through that link there, you can see a create wallet button, and you can go ahead and do so. And of course, we're here to answer any questions that's gonna arise.
And also as a heads up, this is a testnet wallet, so you'll be playing with house money. You're not gonna actually be putting your money into this wallet.
I'll give you 3 minutes to do so. You're probably going to get a recovery phrase. Make sure you store that relatively safely. Testnet wallets aren't very important because you're not dealing with actual money, but as good practice, store them fairly securely. Maybe on your laptop under a password, maybe a photo drive where no one can access it. Give you guys another 30 seconds. Alrighty, anyone need some extra time? We're all good to move on? Okay. Step 3, log on to the Three0 dev console. So this is our developer console. Go in, there's a sign in button, log in, and you can see all the projects that you have, which is going to be no projects. Give you guys 5 seconds to do so. It should be a fairly easy login process, especially with your new Near wallet. It's a 0, yes. We have a very unique name, so give you guys another 30 seconds. Alrighty, anyone need extra time? Good. On to the next step. Create a project. At the bottom right, you will see a little plus. Name the project whatever you'd like. We recommend a short, simple name. Maybe chat app. right? We're gonna be building a chat app all together, so maybe you want to call it chat app. Let me know if you're having any issues. As you make the projects, you'll be required to approve a transaction. That is you building the project onto the blockchain. That will solidify your ownership to it forever. So any data that flows through it, any users that you onboard through that project, you will now have control over, as validated by the wonderful Near blockchain. Let me know if you have any questions. What's up?
Every time I try it says invalid project. Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead and just try chat, maybe. CHAT.
Yeah, so that's a work in progress right now. We need to figure out the exact specifications for the name.
We are in an alpha stage, so you're gonna run into some bugs here and there, but happy to hear constructive criticism all across. So just chat work, maybe?
Yes.
Chat works? Okay. Make sure you approve the transaction. You should be right in the project. It'll say welcome to chat, some string of digits, your username, testnet. Can I go on to the next step? Hearing yeses across the room. Okay. So how many of you have developed before? A lot of software development. One, two, few. Okay. So for those of you who haven't, here's what I recommend. For those who have, go ahead and clone the repository. This is the GitHub URL. For those who haven't, raise your hand if you haven't developed before. This is completely new to you. You don't know how to use a terminal, for example. Okay, that is good. Go ahead and clone the repository into your chosen directory. That will hold the starter code that you want to work with. And I'm happy to answer any questions if this is a fairly new process. Should take fairly quickly, but I'll give it 30 seconds for that. Okay, I can move on now. Everyone's good? Yeah, what's up?
Is that second zero? Is that a zero?
They're all zeros. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way our name is 3-0, but the O is a 0.
This font is probably not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, our full GitHub repository is github.com/30dev. And from there you can see this chat app and also like a Twitter account and stuff like that. But for now, we're just gonna go with the chat app.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to next step if anyone doesn't have any things. Okay, go ahead and install the dependencies. So first you want to enter that directory of the project of the repository that you just cloned. So CD React Three0 chat, I believe, and then just run npm install. It should take a second. There's fairly decent amount of dependencies. Three0, in order to make your life easier, we handle a lot of different dependencies internally, so it will take a hot second. I'll give it another 30 seconds or so.
Wait, did you tell me you install that chat?
And so should be fine. Don't need that shot. All right, everyone good? Ready to move on to the next step? Okay, I'll take that as a resounding yes. Now, we're going to go back to our development console. So now in your chat application, all your dependencies are ready. Three0 is going to be ready to use, but we need to kind of set up your project. So you guys have made a Three0 project in your developer console, but now you want a database, a place to store all your information. So go ahead, in the left side, you're going to see a database tab. Go to that database tab. At the bottom right, there's going to be a plus button, and you want to create a public doc store database, and you can name it whatever you'd like. Maybe a chat database as well. I'll give you guys 30 seconds to do so. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, public.
You want it to be typed document store?
Doc store, yes, document store. Okay, give it another 10 seconds. What's up?
Those installing the NPM errors.
What's here? You want to go help him? He's having a dependency error.
Yeah, mine's gonna deal with that.
I mean, for that, I think we should just keep waiting on.
Okay.
Well, for yours. So what's yours? Okay, so, rerun the command. Put the command again. And then dash out. Control C. And then npm install dash out.
You create a database in the Three0.
Yes.
Development console, yes, website, exactly.
Oh,
I think there was a version mismatch.
oh,
Did you have noticed? Yeah, so there's no.
Oh, I see.
That was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It finished me? No, it's not. But there's no. Right. I guess so.
Is everyone ready to move on? Sabi, we can help you if you have any more errors, or if anyone has any errors, we can take a quick pause. Okay, assuming the doc store database is done. Now you want to copy all of the configurations you made, excuse me, and put it into your application. So in the application, I'm going to exit out of this PowerPoint real quick, go into my code. So in Three0 chat, under source, you want to open up on your favorite code editor. I recommend VS Code. That's what I use often.
So did everyone actually make the database or? Okay.
Yeah. So if you open up environment.js, you want to copy the database URL and put it right here. So
you can also copy the config.
yeah, I'll go to that. So the best way you can copy it, you can just click on the database URL, or there should be a copy button next to it. You can copy that and paste it in here. And then when you go to the home tab in your developer console where where the project initialized. Oh, I don't have a project. Let me go ahead and make one.
Okay,
Okay.
so here you can click config on the home page, so click config, and now you get this config. So you're gonna copy the contract name all the way to your testnet. And then you're gonna put it in here under Three0 config. And then for the chat app DB URL, you'll go to database. Create database, and then So chat or test.
I'll call it chat, just to match you guys.
Click on, well, yeah,
You can just click the address, copy it, and go ahead and put it here.
so now you've successfully connected the 3.0 dev console to Twitter or to the chat. So from here, you can just run npm run start.
Run it. Yep. You just run npm run start, and it should open up the chat application in your browser, and you can go ahead and play with it. It should tell you to sign in with your Near wallet. That is the wallet that you created earlier. That is your user profile across any decentralized applications. And you can start playing with the actual chat app. And the cool thing is, you can open this up in your database, and you can see different entries that will populate as you type different chat messages. So right now I'm still installing the dependencies. I'm a step behind y'all. What's up?
Rerun?
No, yeah, you guys started the same class. But I have to do something, you know, websites, a lot of.
They do have node orders.
Did you install the dependencies? Okay, npm start. Yeah, so make sure you copied all your configurations, right? And then npm start to get it started.
You got everything working? Or- Okay. Yeah, sure. npm install is taking forever.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. Three0 has a lot of different dependencies, especially with decentralized networks. So it will take, a minute or so relative to other libraries. That is expected. We are in the process of reducing the time, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, once your chat app is running, you guys can play around with it. This is our documentation, the same Three0 dev GitHub, and then that JavaScript SDK. You're going to see ways to, how to interact with Three0 in the code. And if you guys want to challenge as you, run it and play around with it, go ahead and extend it, right? Right now, there's a super simple chat app. Make it have chat rooms, or add in photo URLs where you can send a URL of a photo online, and it'll populate internally. So I'll take this time for y'all to play around, kind of answer any questions, make sure all the fixes are done. And we can use the rest of the time to extend and so forth. What's up?
I just.
Yeah, what's up? Okay. Did you also do that?
Yeah, and also it didn't like.
Fired npm. So you just need to update or update npm. Yeah, you can try doing npm start or run space start.
Anyone having any issues running the chat app that's not addressed?
Yeah, I think it is.
Who's still waiting for the dependencies to install? You too? Okay. But yeah, go through the documentation, go ahead and, play around with the database, add in different functionalities. I highly recommend the chat room functionality. So, maybe when a user comes on, you can have them select a particular chat room, right? And then any chat messages they send, you can make sure that message belongs to that particular chat room. And when that chat user onboards, you can filter all the messages, make sure you only get the messages from that chat room.
npm install dash dash space or dash without the space. Control.
Where do you run the ambulance?
In the, wherever you wrote npm install, the exact same place.
Here's the. Oh. Okay, so now you can just get following up. Okay, cool. So did you make the project about it? Okay, we'll do it at home. Get content. Copy everything from the contract chain process. Yeah, that was, no, actually, just copy the contract. Now go back to the seller. Go to the accuracy. Yeah, now, we have content after the bracket was sent. Now go back. Go to view. Copy it. Yeah. Now go back and paste it in the focus. And go up. Okay. Did you do that?
Y'all doing good over here? npm install is still running, yeah. Let me take a look.
Then where did you pull this in?
I don't even know how you guys would code it. Probably cut off right. No, yeah, but
Now you turn on to the. And we're going to do npm install so that we install anything on the phone. Okay. Okay, so yeah. So what do you want to do else? Obviously, the go back to this. Yeah, just click on that. Yeah, I think. And then put it into works. See like all that. Works. You actually pass it back. You're just close with. Yeah, that's the big. Like you're. I feel like we did it before. Yeah, just. Did you already connect it? Yeah. So then you, after any of it, so you did FDR most. I didn't know that.
Let's see. What if this did, it would have a border. It would say node modules. Okay.
You're still on. Is there solve and stuff? I think it's all.
Well, I'm not sure. This would be probably.
We can do it. It's all documented. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going with that. I think it might be versions.
Yeah.
So there was something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 50 million dependencies and dependencies.
It's a whole mess. I don't think it wrote it actually for a while.
That's not how they've been doing this. No.
Yeah, that's what's. Now run it. So what? Maybe we can run all the base dash app. No, I haven't tried something. Oh, boy, yeah. Has anyone been able to run the chat app successfully?
And then for MPM starting to specify the order is started.
No, yeah. So wherever you ran the npm info, you're just gonna do npm start there as well.
Oh, it didn't, so, yeah, see that.
So yes, I'll try to debug. This error has been coming up with everyone. Let's see if that. I'll look at it.
That's happening.
Yes, dev preparation.
Yeah.
It's happening with yours too. Okay.
Do you want to try Three0 then?
I mean, I can just,
Okay.
yeah.
So I think since we are only 10 minutes, we apologize for this technical difficulty. We had tested beforehand, but looks like, as technology goes, it's not always in our favor. So we do promise by the time of the hackathon